Hello, welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. How are you guys? What did you do on this beautiful day? Just to let you know, I'm Nonna. Welcome to my kitchen. And my other name is Dorothy, and I'm from Rossville, Georgia. And today I went to the school and we did the feeding program, which is an amazing program for our students. And then I came home, did a little bit of work before I left out to go to the doctor to have my check for my surgery. Everything is looking good. I go back in 6 weeks, but 6 more weeks of physical therapy. Hey Renita, how are you? So guys, this morning I did a tasting of a pasta that I tried. So we're actually going to do 2 side dishes just because I'm doing dinner and I need to do my side dishes. So why not include you guys? So I also posted a letter from my mom on my story that just is this cookbook, just in a notebook, that my mom gave me in 1984. So if you missed that, there's a letter that is in here along with tons of recipes. And it just says, "Dear Dorothy, everyone always enjoys my cooking and wants my recipes. So I felt I would make a cookbook for each of you girls for Christmas consisting of some of my favorite recipes that I fixed during the holidays. I hope you will remember me when you fix your holiday meals for your family. Practice and you too will be a good cook." I must not have been good in 1984. "My recipes come from my mom, who was a superb cook, and some of my other friends. I hope you enjoy this gift, and I hope you put it to good use. Love and kisses, your mom." December 25th, 1984. What an amazing gift. Hi, guys. Welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. Guys, if you're watching me live, put a 1 in the comments below and tell me where you're coming from. You know I'm live if right up there in the corner you see the red live button. If you're not getting notifications from me, just tap on my face, click on the 3 dots and turn on notifications so that you can watch and join into Nonna's Kitchen. All right, guys, like I said, I'm taking a recipe out of my mom's book. No, it's not a holiday. I use this book year long. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make my mom's squash casserole, which is pretty much a keto meal in and of itself other than the breadcrumbs. So let's get started. So I've already stewed up a couple of squash. They're hot and ready to roll. To that, she says to chop that. So I'm just gonna mash those up a little more. Do you guys like squash? If you do, drop me some squash emojis. I don't know if there's a squash emoji. But show me some love if you like squash. Alright. So I've got these kind of chopped up. And then it says, first she told me to slice it and cook it, which I did, and drain it, and then mash it. And now I'm going to add everything on this plate with the exception of saving part of the cheese. So 1 egg, I'm going to hold on to that egg just for a little bit because this is piping hot and I don't want to cook it. I'm going to add a 1/4 of a stick of the butter, which is that's 2 ounces. 1/2 cup of full fat mayonnaise. And then it says to add, where's the onion? 1/2 cup of onion. So 1/2 cup of onion is going in. It's chopped fairly fine, not super fine. Salt and pepper to taste. And then it says add a teaspoon of sugar. Well, we'll be adding a teaspoon of monk fruit. Hey, Faye. Ashley, hello, girl. Hey, Rusty. All right, so a teaspoon of the monk fruit has gone in. We're going to kind of stir that around just a bit because, again, I'm trying to let the heat escape just long enough so that I can get that egg in there. I actually, guys, am going to break the egg off into this bowl and going to go ahead and beat it before I add it, just so I have less of a chance for it to actually cook in the hot squash. Okay, so I just roughly beat that. I'm going to dump that in and stir real quick so that it doesn't cook the egg yet. And now I'm going to add the cheese. I'm only going to add half of the cheese right now into the mixture. Okay, and that's just full, fresh sliced, fresh grated cheddar. And I'm just going to mix it in. All right, and then Mom said that I'm going to put it in my baking pan. Now, I like an easy cleanup, so I have lined it. Instead of parchment paper, I just had out. I've got chicken baking in the oven, so I had out tin foil. Hey, Cindy. So I just put tin foil in there. Again, it's for the easy cleanup. So I'm just going to pour this into my baking dish. We are making squash casserole, a recipe my mom gave me in 1984. And I'm going to spread that out. Okay. Now it says, see how that looks? Whoop. And now we're going to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top. And then it calls for breadcrumbs. Well, you know me, guys. I'm not using the breadcrumbs. So, again, I had already, a couple of days ago, baked up some cheese crackers. And that's just my sliced cheese that it goes in the oven. And there's a variety of cheeses here. It's whatever is in the selection of cheeses that Costco has. And I'm just going to chop them up. Just squish them in the bag and make a breadcrumb out of it, or a cheese crumb in this case. Hey, Angie. Hey, Ginger, how are you? Guys, remember, if you're watching me live, Tina, hey, drop a 1 for live. Tell me where you're coming from. All right. So this now is going in the oven for 40 minutes. So let me get it in the oven. I have made a mess with the cheese, but let me move this out of the way and we'll get started on the next side dish. So one side dish down. So tonight's meal is Waco, Texas. Great. Thank you for sharing, Faye. Hey, Loretta. How are you? So, guys, next, I told you this morning that I was doing pasta. So let me tell you how simple the pasta is. I don't see the bowl. Oh, there it is. I was like, where did I put the bowl? Okay. You ready? It's pretty complicated. 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. Melted in the microwave. 30 seconds. To a minute. It really depends. Depends on your microwave as to how. What's going on with my microwave? There it goes. Just didn't hit the on button right. So it depends on how hot your microwave gets as to, hey Jerry, Deanna, Cedar Rapids. All right, great. We're making side dishes. I'm Nonna. Welcome to my kitchen. My mother gave me a cookbook in 1984. I featured my grandmother's cookbook from the 70s that she had done for me for a present a week or so ago. And so cooking for me, guys, is about love and about family. And I've changed my lifestyle to a keto lifestyle. I've lost 15 pounds. Really, it's closer to 20, but until it's stable, I don't want to report the 20. My husband has lost 30, and you know, I don't want to lose these delicious recipes and never use them again. But my life has changed, and so I'm taking these recipes that mean so much to me, that we love, and making them into what we can still love and enjoy and not feel guilty about. Let me get that cheese. I hadn't used my microwave, so it needs a little more. So we put squash casserole in the oven. For those of you that missed that, it was pretty easy. It was already pretty much keto. The difference that was that I didn't put sugar in it. I did monk fruit. For those of you that aren't familiar, this is what it looks like. I can get it at Costco. You can order it from the company directly, or you can get it from Amazon. And then I didn't use breadcrumbs. I used cheese chips that I make, and I crumbled those up. And that bakes for 40 minutes. So we're making pasta. So let me show you. This is the sample of pasta that I ate this morning on a tasting. It actually was pretty good. I gave another helping of this pasta to my husband for his lunch snack when he got home from work. But this is how I cut the dough that we're about to make. Tonight, one of my Facebook friends on here challenged me to do mac and cheese. Well, I haven't tried it as mac and cheese, but I made, it's not noodles by any chance, you know, like it doesn't look like a macaroni noodle by any stretch of the means, but I did cut them up in chunks, and we're going to prepare those as if they're macaroni and cheese. So, and this is telling you how to make it. All right, so I have one cup of melted mozzarella. Guys, I tried this in any other way. It doesn't work except for with my gloves on, because you know I'm not putting my hands in this. All right. And I needed egg yolk. Well, yesterday I had to have egg whites, and one didn't work out quite right, so I've got what that was from here. So I'm taking this one egg yolk into my mozzarella, and I'm putting it in. Okay, that is the dough, guys. That's it. 2 ingredients to make pasta. So now, because that I don't want to cook that egg, I've got to mix very quickly, and the only way to do that is by my hand, and it has to be thoroughly incorporated in, because you don't want cheese with egg on it. You want a pasta dough. So you've really got to work that cheese along with the egg yolk and make sure that it gets in there. let me tell you, last night I messed up on a batch, which ends up to be bread today. It will end up being bread. But yet last night I wasn't paying attention and ended up dropping the egg white into this. It will not work. It will not work. So it has to only be the yolk. Try to keep out as much of the white as you can. And again, you're just mixing it up. You see I'm using gloves to do that. Then, once you do that, you are going to need to decide what kind of pasta you're having. So I've done the kind of the linguine. I did that for my tasting this morning. And this evening, I did the just the macaroni noodle piece. And I kind of think that for this one, I am going to make it the macaroni noodle piece because I think that that was pretty easy. And, all right, so this is what it looks like. Just a yellow ball. Hey, Shirley. Now, guys, let me grab some parchment and we will get ready. This needs to be cut into whatever I've decided I'm going to make. Then it needs to go on a rack like this. So I've put it on my cutting board so air can get underneath it. And it needs to go in your refrigerator for a minimum of 6 hours before you use it. But I'm going to show you how we're going to use this in just a second. So for right now, this is just going to sit over to the side, and afterwards I will make my noodles like this. Again, I just rolled it and went chop, 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 chop to get these little bites. If you prefer this, I rolled it between two sprayed parchment papers, and I used my pizza cutter, and I created this width of pasta, okay? So again, you can make the bow ties. If you're a bow tie person and that's what you like, make the bow ties. But I'm going to try to make macaroni and cheese tonight, and I didn't do a whole lot because I just want to see if it'll work. But for now, this is the dough. 2 ingredients. 1 cup of mozzarella and an egg yolk. Mix, 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 mix. Then decide what pasta you're going to have. Put it on a drying rack. I would recommend that you spray it because it's still sticky. Spray the rack. Put something underneath it so that there's air going underneath it. Stick it in your refrigerator overnight. Okay? So we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to attempt to make mac and cheese. All right. So the first thing I need to do is make my cheese sauce. Now, that's pretty easy in my world. My grandkids love it. In this bowl, there is very little butter, 2 ounces of cream cheese, and half a cup of 2 types of cheese of your choice. Mine was sharp cheddar and the mixture of the Mexican. Now to that, I'm just going to add just enough heavy whipping cream to get it going. And guys, I hope we finished. My battery is getting low. I'm going to hit that in the microwave for 1 minute and let that heat up. Meanwhile, this only goes into boiling water. I've got my water boiling right here. I'm actually going to put my strainer inside the water, and I'm going to dump these into the water for only about 40 seconds. Remember, guys, it's cheese. You do not want it to go back to being cheese. So 40 seconds, and why 40 seconds is because really I'm cooking the egg yolk on it. And then I'm gonna real quick, so that, because you're gonna not see me, you're gonna see me run with it. I'm gonna real quick take it out and rinse it under cold water, and then I will bring it back to you. Okay, so here we go, 40 seconds. Kind of just hanging out. 40 seconds isn't a lot of time. You know, you could do maybe a minute, but I'll tell you guys, it gets pretty soft pretty quick. So we don't want to, again, we're taking cheese and making it into about an al dente is what it really tasted like. So it was the perfect kind of, still had that bite to it that you're supposed to have on the perfect. Let me grab this real quick, see if it's ready. Another 30 seconds on that, and we're done, people. All right, I'll be right back. Let me show you. So the reason why you're cooling it off is because you're cooking it, but then you're cooling it just enough to where it goes back to being the shape and holding the shape of the noodle. So it still has a bit of a bite of a noodle. Actually has a great taste all by itself. I'm going to take my cheese sauce and mix it up. My grandkids absolutely love this mac and cheese. Again, it's, you know, our family's crazy mac and cheese recipe, so where there's lots of cheese in it, and luckily that's something that the family can still have, so. All right, let me get a plate. You are not going to believe this, I'm telling you guys. It really turns out, look at this. And of course, this is not one serving. This is going to be split between the three of us tonight. But I wanted you to see how that looks. Hey, Cindy, Sharon. We're doing keto mac and cheese now. We just made pasta with 2 ingredients. I'm going to look at this luscious cheese sauce, guys. How creamy and cheesy is that? All right. Add a little salt. Of course, if I'm completely doing this, this will be tossed before dinner so that each piece is covered. But again, I just want to get you off here before my phone dies, and I want to taste it with the cheese sauce. So let's do this tasting. Oh, guys. Mac and cheese. It's what's for dinner. So tonight, you've made 2 sides with me. I hope you find value in the squash casserole from my childhood, my new mac and cheese recipe. You've now made pasta dough with me. Welcome to Nonna's Kitchen. Remember to drop a 1 in the comments if you're watching live and telling me where you're coming from. 2 on the replay. Show me some love. Do you like squash? Let me know. Do you have favorite childhood recipes? I'm still waiting to know what they are. I hope you enjoy being able to have mac and cheese on a keto diet. Bye, guys.